Okay, you gonna keep tripping over those words there?
No, I'm good.
All right. Going off the rails in a crazy train. Hey, everyone, I am Tony. Hi, puppy dog. Hold on. I am Tony. We are in a new location streaming tonight because, well, of reasons. Also, the dude that is pushing all the buttons. And I'm sorry about that cringy kind of intro there. Our usual intro guy is definitely out. And so is everyone else. But at least I am still here with
Ian, the only other one who's still here.
And yeah, so we're here. We're here to talk about things off the rails. 2 hours of Ian and I talking about stuff.
Which might actually go smoother than you'd think because of how often me and Tony talk.
I mean, there might be like better give and take.
Agreed.
But also...
Okay, Tony, first topic.
Submarine.
I wasn't going to go there quite yet, but... Crunch.
Yes, so if you guys haven't caught that kind of intro there, it's pretty simple. There was a group of, I think it's 5 people. They decided to go and want to do the Titanic. So they're like, hey, let's jump in this poorly put together submarine with no doors.
Controlled by PlayStation controller.
No, it wasn't PlayStation. It was Logitech.
$250,000 a pop, and you couldn't spring for an actual PlayStation controller?
Yeah, no, they use Logitech gaming controller. I saw the pictures of the dude holding it. It was Logitech. Yeah. So they went down there. So this was obviously, I believe it was first reported in on the 18th, and today they have found the wreckage. So as you know, as the per usual, we'll go ahead and do the the respectful thing, and prayers and all that go out to the families of those that have lost someone in this particular thing, this tragedy that has happened, so on and so forth.
So,
but
respect out of the way. Let's mock the idiots who did this.
I mean, yeah, it's like, so when you got a guy. Okay, listen, dog, you need to get down. Okay, you're not even mine. Shoo. Yeah, you gotta.
How much do you wish you could say that to one of your kids? Which one and how much?
None of them. They're all mine.
How much do you wish you could say that to one of them?
No, I don't.
You're lying to me. I can see it in your eyes.
I'm not lying.
Anyways, back to the stupid submarine.
Yeah, I mean, you got
the SS bargain controller.
You're a billionaire, and you're going in and you're paying $250,000
for Logitech.
And then you go and look at this thing, and it has the handle that they pulled off of an RV on it. It has no doors. You have to be bolted into this death trap. And I think at this particular point in time, you can actually call it a death trap. Okay? Right? Am I right here? Am I out of line? Is this too soon?
No, it's not too soon. It's hilarious, and death trap is the perfect word for it. Also, so how many passengers were there? 4?
5.
Okay, Tony. If you could choose 5 people to have been in that submarine instead, knowing what we know now, who would you have chosen?
Not going to go down that road.
I am.
I know you will. But
first one's last name is Rothschild.
Oh my gosh. Of course.
Second one is Fauci.
No, we're not doing this.
Third one, he's elected. He is the questionably elected leader of a current country.
Oh my gosh, dude! All right, you're going to get us banned. Stop now. Absolutely stop.
Amber Heard.
Oh gosh. Well, I mean, at least with that one, she'd have somewhat of a chance of surviving.
Under the sea. Oh my gosh. Wish that were Fauci.
No,
it would be better.
You gotta check out the safe ratings on it. I mean, it's questionable. These are probably the same people that would refuse to go on certain carnival rides or elevators. But no, we're gonna go under 4,000 feet.
Sounds like the kind of person that'll get up on stage and say, if you need to do a Tinder hookup, use the glory hole.
Oh my god, dude! No. Ron podcast.
So good. Yeah, that's right. Fill your mouth with pizza so you can't stop me. Eddie, who's it?
Kenny's in the comment section.
Hi, Kenny.
He says, "Nerds."
Kenny. Hi. Okay, so Tony,
What?
enough about the SS Waste of Space. I'm gonna lay out some ground rules for you, and then I'm gonna relay to you the question.
Okay.
Standard classroom. With classroom, standard classroom with standard classroom supplies. Standard 4th grade classroom. One entrance, when they cannot come into the windows. You only have to incapacitate them. You don't have to kill them. You can just knock them out. Every 30 seconds, a new one will come into the room. How many 4th graders do you think you could take down before they take you out?
Every 30 seconds?
Every 30 seconds, a new one will pop in. And it is like fastest in his class, fastest runner. He's going to bite you. He's going to kick you. He's going to scratch you. Fastest, strongest in his class.
20.
20?
Yeah, I think I could take out 20.
Reasonable. I respect it.
Well, I mean, I'm fat, so swinging a chair takes a little more energy.
See, I've got... Okay. And you have 3 minutes of prep time. But you are not bringing... You can't bring in a knife or a gun. You were just plucked off your couch one day with what you have in your pocket. No knife or gun, which we both normally have in our pockets, but we can't now. Just your wallet and your phone. No keys. Can't even key punch them.
What, the fourth graders?
Fourth graders.
I told you. I used a chair. You said
I was hoping for a little bit more ingenuity.
Well, I mean, you said in the classroom, right?
Yeah.
So, the simplest, the path of least resistance is usually the best one, right? So why spend a whole bunch of time doing prep work when I have a perfectly good weapon right there? It's a small little 4th grader's chair. They're not big. You can swing them pretty hard. They're durable, which means that they can take a hit. One good swing, connecting with one of those 4th graders with all my 300 pounds of force behind it, I can knock out 20 of them. That's one 4th grader for every 30 seconds, 20 different times before I get winded.
I've had this question asked of me enough to where I have a better answer.
There is no better answer.
Yes,
you
there
asked
is.
what I would do. There's no better answer.
There's a better answer because of what I would do.
All right, let's see how you're going to try to Batman your way into this.
Average classroom has duct tape, has metal and wooden yardsticks, and scissors. I'm making a mace.
You said not to kill them.
You said you don't have to. The moment they're incapacitated, their body falls to the ground and disappears like a video game character.
My way's still better.
No, because I'm making a mace. And then I'm going to keep going and going and going and going until my arms were ripped out of my sockets.
Your mace will fall apart far sooner than my chair will.
Not because you got metal and wooden yardsticks wrapped tightly with duct tape.
Right.
The metal and the duct tape will cushion the wood. The wood just provides the thickness and a little bit more heft. As well as you duct tape scissors. You're going to break the scissors in half. Duct tape the scissors so that they're on the stick as well.
I guarantee you that it will shift and it'll tear and it'll fall apart.
Not for quite a while.
You might get 20.
At that point, I'm pulling out a pair of scissor daggers. I'm going. I'm going to Riddick it for a while.
Yeah, I still think mine's better.
After all their bows aren't fully developed, scissors through the top of the head, done. I'm at no point in this fight, at least for the first 50, is there going to be more than one spawn at a time.
I don't know, man. I get 30 seconds rest in between. Just whack. I'm done. That's all I need is one good hit.
You don't want to work out some therapy here?
What's that?
You don't want to work out some therapy, some issues? You don't want to... These aren't real fourth graders. They're demons. They're spawning and unspawning. They're taking the form of fourth graders.
Okay.
They're all taking the form of the exact same fourth grader, too.
I don't think that you're grasping the concept here. Yes, this is still therapy, but I are also the fat.
And
so I can't do physical activity like that. I will get gassed out.
eat one.
No, we're talking. I can't do that in 30 seconds.
Take a bite.
No, it's going to take longer.
Take a bite.
No.
Pick it up, take a bite, throw it down. There you
No,
go.
they're fourth
Not
grade-
only is it going to despawn because
Listen.
you killed it,
They are fourth graders. You have to wash them first.
are you
Otherwise,
really
you're
concerned
gonna
about
get
sanitization in this?
Otherwise, you're going to get bacteria.
Are you really concerned about sanitization in this?
Yes.
I mean, fine.
Clean your food.
Fine. Wait for one to spawn in. Wipe with the Lysol wipes. Take a bite. Throw them aside. Like, come to daddy.
Oh, okay.
It's like delivery service.
we're going to change.
It's like DoorDash, but with kids.
We're changing the subject.
Elementary Dash.
We're changing the subject.
Okay, Tony. Who do you think would win?
Oh, one of these. All right.
Optimus Prime versus one of the Jaegers. Pick a Jaeger from Pacific Rim.
I didn't really watch Pacific Rim.
The Jaegers are slower but significantly bigger and stronger. Like, Jaegers are skyscraper sized.
I would probably put it on a Jaeger, actually. The only difference between the two...
Let me rephrase that. Dark of the Moon, Battle of Chicago Prime, with his full trailer, versus a Jaeger. Also, I cannot believe you've been my friend this long and you haven't watched Pacific Rim.
Dude, that came out before you and I met.
It's one of my favorite movies.
Still doesn't matter.
It's amazing.
Doesn't matter.
I
Hold
call
on.
that the dark time.
I did a quick sound check, and we are blowing out.
So that means we need to have that entire fourth grader conversation all over again.
No, it's just a little bit like... It's like you're on top of the mic.
I don't understand. I'm holding the mic right, aren't I?
I know, but it's not you. I'm just going to mess with the levels a little bit.
Well, just make noises. I want to take a bite of my pizza.
So I need to do another sound check. Okay, so I'm gonna stop talking then and eat the pizza, so that way you can't do the sound check. No, you're fine. You're fine. Eat your pizza. I'm doing enough talking here. I can probably handle it now.
You didn't specify what you need the sound check, so I thought you were just doing a general one.
No, that should be happening before we do the thing. So, anyways, we have one person watching our stream. I think Kenny stopped watching our stream.
How rude.
So, all right, it sounds like it's fixed. I just need you to check your mic.
Check, check. Check, check, check.
Yeah, so I'll not be able to tell here in just a second because there's the delay.
If you could be on any podcast, any two podcasts, which would you choose?
Any two podcasts? Ooh, that's a tough one. So I would, because there's a lot of really good ones out there. Probably Timcast IRL, to be honest with you. I know like a lot of people have their feelings about Tim Pool and everything like that, but he's got a really large viewership and always a very eclectic cast and guest personalities on. So And they cover a lot of different topics. Like almost nothing is off limits with them. You have to be careful about like cussing and things like that. Not because they're afraid of YouTube, but because they try to be family friendly.
Mm-hmm.
But then they have they call it the members only segment,
Mm-hmm.
which is like their after show,
Mm-hmm.
and that they just go ham with it.
I like it.
So
I'm not personally a fan of him, but you know what? I know you are, and it's a solid choice for you.
yeah. And then my second one would probably be, one that I really like that has been making the circles is the Whatever podcast.
I thought you'd say that, but I'm surprised you didn't say the Drinkers podcast.
Open bar, you're right.
Personally,
Or FNT, Friday Night Tights. Ooh.
if I was you, I'd do either one of those. Have Tim Pool, and then
I'd probably do
and then do the
do the Whatever podcast.
Yeah, those would be my two. That if I was you, I would do. I have two completely different ones. I don't even think you've heard of my second one, but
Yeah, I think I would have more to. I think I would have more to talk about on the Whatever podcast than I would on Tim Pool.
yeah,
But yeah, definitely like open bar. I would
Mhm.
love that. Not FNT, not Friday Night Tights, because that's too crowded.
mm-hmm.
But open bar it's perfect.
Yeah.
and the drinker structures it. And
I was about to
follows
say,
it perfect.
and knowing how much of a drinker fan you are, and even I'm not as much of one as you are, but like you've made me into a bit bigger of one. Speaking of, shout out, not sponsored at all, but with Critical Drinker, love his videos, great guy, great views, great, just great videos.
Just great.
Go check him out. Critical Drinker's an awesome guy.
The Critical Drinker on YouTube. Check him out. His reviews are amazing.
Yeah.
The way that this guy breaks things down is both hilarious and informative.
Mhm.
He's actually he's the YouTuber that got me into like reviewing and analyzing movies and things like that more so. Him
Mhm.
and the long man Mahler. Mahler's a great one
Oh,
too.
Mahler mauls you to death with his video time.
You go in there, you're thinking you're watching like a 15-minute video.
2 hours later,
analysis.
he's only halfway done.
You
You're just
didn't
like,
realize
"Ugh."
that you were watching the entire movie through his eyes.
So great, so great.
It is insane. That guy. It took him 5.5 hours to deconstruct the Multiverse of Madness. Doctor Strange #2. 5.5 hours. I sat through it. I watched the whole thing.
I don't have that kind of patience, bro.
Yeah, I
I'll
got
be
it
honest.
going in the background. It's a half a day's worth of work to sit down and watch a video for this guy, dude.
Well, for your ADHD riddled butt, it's probably a full day's worth of work.
It was hard. It really was. Like I had it in the background, but yeah, and the way he deconstructed it. Oh, it hurts. It hurts to see that. I mean, like the Multiverse of Madness, I could not stand by myself.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to find a movie that I will actually violently yell at the TV during.
I can think of several that I will.
Yeah, I can think of several that you will too. But like this is a Marvel movie. This is a superhero movie, right? And it's the first time that I've watched it, and I'm watching it with friends online. And none of my friends can enjoy the movie with me because I'm too busy yelling at the TV. I am so glad 100% that I did not go and see this movie in theaters because it would have been the first time I ever got kicked out of the theater.
Knowing you, I'm surprised you haven't been kicked out of a theater before.
I'm actually I got pretty good movie etiquette in the theater. I'm usually pretty.
As someone who frequently goes and sees movies with you, I actually retract my previous statement, and I do believe that because I see almost every movie nowadays with this guy. Like we almost make it like a thing for us as we go see movies, and he has amazing theater etiquette for what it's worth.
Yeah, I mean, people are there. They spend money to go see these things, and I don't want to. I don't want to ruin that for them. I don't want them to have wasted their dollars because of it. That being said, Multiverse of Madness, I don't think I could have kept quiet. I don't. The involuntary visceral reaction that I had during all of it. Like seriously, great casting, great casting, actually.
I really am hoping that the rumors I've heard about who they've casted as Reed Richards for the MCU is a myth because they didn't recast John Krasinski, and I want them to cast John Krasinski. I love John Krasinski, and I loved him as Reed Richards.
What's the myth?
The myth is they've casted someone completely different.
But
I don't remember who, but the problem isn't who they casted. The problem is the fact that they casted not John Krasinski. Krasinski, yes.
Yeah. It sounded like you said Krasinski.
No, Krasinski.
Krasinski, yeah.
Yeah, Jack Ryan.
Yeah.
Who's amazing in that show, too.
I would like to see him give it a go, like an actual go, because the portrayal that again, John Krasinski is a great actor. He shows up, he does the work. He's a great actor.
I have
great
never seen
writer.
him in something I didn't like him in.
Yeah. Great actor, great writer, great director. He is he's done an amazing job with most things. That being said, an actor can only do so much when the script is crap. And man, was that script crap. Holy crap, was it crap. It was the crappiest thing. Like, there was so much crap in that script that they had to call a septic company to come out and proofread it.
Felt like you were reaching a little bit with that one, but nice inclusion at the end.
Yeah. It's so
I'll give that one a 6 out of 10. Do better next time, but that's passable for now.
Don't you start with that.
I not only I started,
Listen,
I
here's
did
Sam.
it.
Sam Wilson.
Okay. Took me a second to get where you were going from.
Yeah, you dollar store Captain America.
You had to reach for that one a little bit, but I'll give it to you.
I almost forgot his name. That's why.
That's your Sam. And I was like,
I was like, oh, I
Sam?
hope I'm saying this right. I hope I'm getting the right one. Yeah, Sam Wilson, Falcon.
yeah, I know.
Again, great casting choice, but the script is crap. They even follow somewhat of the comic book, actually, with that one. But the script, still crap.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go get another drink. Carry something, but appropriate.
So even though he refused to ask, because I asked the question first, I'm going to answer it for me. The 2 podcasts I would like to go on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I really am, actually.
He apologizes.
I apologize.
He apologizes, and I believe is in his sincerity. Hey, T, while you're there, could you grab me one, too?
Yes.
Of mine. The 2 podcasts I would like to go on are the Joe Rogan Experience, because I actually rather enjoy his commentary. Not to mention, I would love to just rant and read about animal videos with him. Just watch like a rattlesnake kill something, be like, "Oh, watch that, so cool!" Talk about shooting bears and stuff. I'd love to go on a Joe Rogan Experience podcast and just talk to him. I enjoy his podcast. He's a very funny guy, being a professional comedian and all that. And I just think so many different aspects I would enjoy talking to him about. My second one is one that I personally like a lot, called the Unsubscribed Podcast. It's done by Eli Doubletap and Batty Streams. There are a couple of vets who do this.
With the fatty electrician.
He is a guest, not a host.
I know, but like that's that. Yeah,
He's been on there a few times. He's one of the more common recurring guests, along with Brandon Herrera, one of my favorite YouTubers.
Yeah. Excellent.
Okay, Tony.
Excellent choices. I could not, as much as I would like to, I could not ever see myself being on a Joe Rogan podcast.
And I could never see myself being on the Timcast.
Yeah, it's not that I don't like Joe Rogan. I do. He is extremely funny, extremely talented. But there's 2 things that are going on there that will hinder me from doing it. Number 1, I don't smoke pot.
You don't have to go on there. There's people who have declined to do it.
I know,
before.
but I can't be around it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think
And
honestly, if
it's not
told-
like it's not
I
like
think if Joe invited you, like, hey man, I cannot. It's like a lung thing. I think Joe would make an exception and not be blazing up around you.
Yeah, it's not like it's a allergy or like I have a purity type thing. It's just it's not something I like. It's not something I like to be around.
And see, I can deal with it being done, but I wouldn't do it myself.
Yeah.
Like I've been around people who smoke. One of my favorite people in the world. He smokes weed from time to time, and I've hung out with him while he does it. And like I don't smoke, but him doing it doesn't really bother me that much.
It's not bad. Cool. Yeah, and number 2, I don't think that I would have any. I don't think that I could carry on a conversation with him because Joe Rogan is a surprisingly intelligent individual. I've had it before. Yeah. Joe Rogan is a surprisingly intelligent individual, and so I don't think that I could carry on a conversation
This might make me an actual alcohol drinker.
with
Watermelon Jolly Rancher.
it is. It's really nice. I don't think I could carry on a conversation with him. Is what I'm trying to say. He's way too well read, way too learned. You know.
And see, I feel like I
He
feel like
seems like the kind of guy that would have, like he would have, like bottled water in his frigidaire.
oh, he definitely does.
Yeah.
And see, I can for a limited amount of time, I can keep up with people like that, and I kind of fake that I'm that good, because we both know me. I'm an absolute moron. I am an absolute dim-witted numbskull. Redact. I stopped myself.
Good catch. Good catch.
Proud of me. But I can fake it really well. Even you can attest this. I can fake intelligence really well. It's almost like a weird like skill tree thing where you can like almost like the Fallout, like my intelligence is normally at a 5, but for limited person time I can fake it till like an 8. Literally the skill we call fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, I am 100%
You got-
a strength dex build.
Yeah. You got like a. You got like it's like a 6 in persuasion and charisma.
Yeah, I when I hate having to. When I actually put my effort into it, I can be pretty charismatic. I can have a personality. I just hate having one. I just hate having to try. So yeah,
His personality is the anti-personality.
my personality is just literally Burt Gummer but less sociable.
You know, I find myself as I'm going to be 36 in a few weeks.
How sad is it that you're 36 and your best friend is almost 15 years younger than you?
Dude, I don't have any friends that are my age. None of them. Absolutely no friends that are my age.
How sad is it that your best friend is like 13 years younger than you?
You're not 13 years younger than me. It's like
12.
11, right? 12,
'Cause
11?
you'll be 26 and I'll be 24. So
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, but as I'm getting older, I find myself like identifying more so with the older personalities like Walter from Jeff Dunham, Red Foreman,
Red was just based as always.
the Gran Torino.
I mean, I identify with Walt Kowalski, but for a few different reasons.
Kowalski, get off my lawn.
Oh, okay, we need to stop because if I start quoting, we will get banned.
Yes, yes.
Change the topic now.
Yeah, it's breaking out, Tony. I used to stack like you 5 feet high in Korea.
Stop it, Tony. Change the topic. It's coming. The slurs are coming.
So, I forgot what I was going to say.
It's like I'm turning into the Hulk, but instead it's just racism. Modern day YouTube racism.
What was I going to say? I had a whole list of things I was going to talk about, like funny stuff that I was going to talk about, but it's all out. It's all gone. I
Can I
lost
try a
it.
sip of your alcohol? I'm curious what your alcohol tastes like. I probably won't like it, but I'm
You're
curious.
not going to like it. I guarantee it.
That is worse than cough syrup. Why do you drink that?
It's good.
It's not.
I like it. It's good.
Oh, it's so bad.
No. No, it's good. Have you seen the clips from the You Should Know podcast?
No.
No? Oh my God. Hold on. I'm going to pause our podcast really quick. I'm going to pull you up
Oh,
I still
kind of have it taste on my aftertaste. Oh, the bourbon's so bad.
All right, here we go. Where's my...
I think Ipecac would be nicer.
Listen, it's good.
Oh, it's so bad.
It's really good.
No, it's not.
It is. All right, here we go. So, I'm going to apologize to the audience if they can't hear this, but it's...
Oh, I know this guy. I'm pretty sure I also know this exact clip.
The Fruit Loops?
Yup.
What's your favorite flavor?
Okay, there's a question. There's two questions he's posed that I'm going to pose to you.
Okay.
First one.
Okay. What's the question?
You're locked in a mall.
Oh no,
5 boomslang snakes, 1 silverback gorilla.
the gorilla. No, I already know where you're going with this one. I'm not messing around with no black mambas. Okay, they sneaking, they slithering, they hide in places. I know where the gorilla is. I'm gonna move
Until
to
he
the other
sneaks
side.
up on you.
It's a gorilla. It's not sneaking up on anyone.
Yes, it can. They sneak up and
They don't.
They're
sneak.
omnivores. They can sneak and ambush prey.
They ain't sneaking on. It's a gorilla. It's a giant silverback gorilla.
And
all
if
right?
it gets
I
its
ain't getting
hands on-
creeped on by Optimus Prime. I'm not gonna get
They-
creeped on by a silverback. That's like
I think you meant
trying to
Optimus
sneak-
Primal.
No, I said it right.
Okay, but Optimus Primal is the gorilla.
I am aware.
Okay, that would have been so much of a better reference.
Listen, if you're not creeping up on me, ain't no gorilla creeping.
I
up
creep
on
up on you all the time.
You don't creep up on
I
me.
constantly startle you.
Listen, I know. Where
When
you
we
are.
worked together, you used to angrily shout, "I need to put a bell on you," because I would appear behind you and make you almost wet yourself.
Yeah, that's because you're like hiding around corners.
No, I would just walk up behind you and scare
You're
the
also,
living daylights out of you.
you're also catching me on like when I'm in my hyper focus ADD moments. Seriously, like,
yeah, and maybe a gorilla will catch you one of those.
Megatron can creep up on me when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Omicron can creep up on me when it comes to that.
Yeah, you have a better chance of escaping a black mamba than you do a gorilla.
No, trust me, I do not, because my ADHD brain would not allow this. Why? Because I'm not gonna see the black mamba until I get bit by it.
So you're saying you'd rather just die to a black mamba?
No, I'm saying that I'm gonna know where the gorilla is.
Until
I'm gonna
he
stay
stops
away.
making noise.
I'm gonna stay away from the gorilla.
Until you actually stumble upon him.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
He stays on his end of the mall. I'm gonna stay on
Until
my
he
end of the
decides
mall.
that your end is now his end because he's a gorilla. What are you
I'm
gonna
gonna
do?
go around.
Stop
Why-
him?
Listen, he takes us. He's not. This isn't no flipping King Kong ninja. Okay, he takes a step. It's gonna make a noise. Okay. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking I have a better
You thinking Mighty Joe here was trained by freaking Samurai Jack?
I'm thinking.
He ain't no
I
light
have
on
a
the
better.
feet.
I am thinking I have a better chance of avoiding the snakes.
You do. You a lot bigger than me. You have a better chance of avoiding the snakes than trying to hide from a gorilla. I don't.
No, buddy, no.
Nope. I'm gonna know where I'm gonna hide.
Until he sniffs you out and rips the door open.
No, he ain't gonna be able to fit where I am.
He don't need to fit his body. He needs to fit one hairy arm to grab you by your
Nope.
hair
He ain't
and
gonna-
drag
he-
you
he
out
ain't
and
gonna
then
get me.
eat
He ain't
you.
gonna get me. All right?
He will eat
He
you.
ain't gonna get me.
You will emerge from this mall not as Tony, but as ape crap.
Nope. He ain't gonna get me.
He is literally gonna go ape shit on you.
Wow.
Sorry, but it works.
Also, he ain't gonna get me. Nope.
It's not like you can outrun
He ain't
him.
gonna get me.
It's not- you can outrun a snake.
I ain't
You
gonna-
can't outrun a gorilla.
I ain't gonna have to outrun him because I'm gonna know where he is.
Yeah, and then he'll sniff you out and see where you are and chase you down and kill you.
Nope. I'm gonna be off on the other end of the mall. He gonna run at me. I'm gonna throw a banana at him. Then I'm gonna put on a hat and coveralls, and then I'm gonna bounce on the trampoline and jump on his head and knock him out.
And he's gonna go, "Omae wa Shinderu, my ancient enemy." And then he's gonna throw a barrel at you and kill you with a barrel. Then he's gonna take your woman and do unspeakable ape things to her. He's gonna make her. He's gonna feed her
Wow,
bananas.
What is this? Why do you always gotta take everything so far?
He's gonna make her eat bananas.
That's it. You're done.
He's gonna do the radiation poisoning thing with bananas to
You're-
her, to where
you're-
he makes her
you're
eat so
done.
many bananas, she dies of radiation poisoning, and he's gonna be like, "This is for Harambe. Eat another banana."
Actually, that's a good point. That you have a good point there. If we're in a mall, okay, there's a sporting goods store in a mall.
I vehemently doubt there's anything of good in that sporting goods store in a mall.
Is there a bow and arrows?
Probably not. I've never been in a mall with a sporting goods store.
I have.
I'm talking like a conventional mall, not like a strip mall.
No, a conventional mall, like the Clackamas Town Center. Actually had sporting goods, and it had bows and arrows.
Are you really saying you think you could kill a lowland silverback
I'm gonna be-
gorilla
listen,
with
listen.
a bow?
Yeah, you know what? That's it. That's how that's gonna happen. I'm gonna be the 300-pound Rambo.
More like Hambo.
I like that. I like that. You had to dig around for that one. You did.
I'd heard that joke before, and dude, I was in my brain going,
You got yeah. It's
blowing
gonna
up,
be
blowing
Hambo.
dust off the shelf,
I'm gonna
going,
be trying to climb through the
that
vents.
Rambo joke, pull out the shelf and go, Hambo, got it.
I'm gonna be Hambo trying to climb through the vents, all jamboed. Trying to take out this silverback gorilla like a Rambo.
Lure him in with a ham bone.
You know, I'm pretty sure that I can just make one of those. I'll go down, right, and I'll get like
And you're not getting back up because you're fat.
I'll go get one of those propane things, right,
Are you gonna blow up the gorilla?
and I'll put it on a Roomba,
Oh my gosh.
right, and I'll tape bananas around it.
I'm pretty sure real gorillas don't eat bananas. I'm about 90% sure it's
They
like
do.
bamboo shoots and crap.
They do. They eat bananas too, but it's not like a normal part of their diet. It's like a little treat.
Oh, I can't say that. Oh, I can't say that. Oh, I can't say that. Can you? I want to say this joke though. Can you pause the stream for like 3 seconds just so I can tell the stream?
No, I can't.
Check your
not-
phone.
Okay.
Because I cannot say that. That will get us banned.
Yeah, don't do it. If it's one of those, then don't do it.
But you're gonna laugh your butt off when you get it.
Okay. So yeah. Silverback gorilla, totally, 100%. What's the other question? Because you had two.
Oh yeah, chicken every time you open your car door. Or
Chicken,
lion?
100%.
Oh yeah, no, those chicks were insane. I'm a Leo. I would have reached across and slapped her. I don't hit women, but I would have knocked her out of her chair.
I feel like are you gonna try to connect with the? Yeah. You know what? The lion is gonna connect. It's gonna connect.
We're both loyal people.
No, no.
I legit, I would have come across that table at her like and just.
I've watched some of those podcasts in full, and yeah, they are really off the wall. They are. I like them though. Cam and what is that guy's name? I can't remember what the host is. It hasn't come through yet. I can't remember what the host.
You also don't get notifications, remember?
It still shows up on my bar.
Why don't you ever answer my texts?
Because I don't see it. Your text
My
or messages.
My messages.
Probably because they come through with some other ones, and so they get filtered out.
So what you're saying is I'm not important enough to make sure you respond to. Good to know. All right. Now you're wishing I'd been able to say that in person, don't you? Don't you? That's so good. You're just mad because that was good.
Some days I wish I could fire you.
No, you don't. No, you don't. I am the one person in this studio you are glad you can't fire. Because even though I may take it too far sometimes, it's in a good way, and you know it. Admit it. You'd be bored without me.
I said fire you. I didn't say stop hanging out with you.
This is how we hang out 90% of the time.
Not on podcast.
This is hanging out.
Yeah, you're not. Okay, never mind. We're gonna move on before I have to try to explain something to you again. This is where your facade, your fake it till you make it intelligent, just quit.
The timer ran out.
Let me check that. All right, so 40 minutes. That's how long you've got.
That's
the
a
fake
pretty good. That's a
Yeah.
pretty good. Like, you gotta let it recharge a bit. I gotta. Maybe it's also because I'm.
That's right. You are a bit of a lightweight. That's like water.
I'm not
to
a
me,
lightweight.
Dude. That's like water to me. It's 4.8%, dude.
I'm not a lightweight. I just think that alcohol affects your stats negatively in games.
In games?
Yeah, the whole thing was it was like a Fallout passive perk that you could activate.
Oh,
Who's the one who's lightweight now, sir? That was the whole crux of the joke. Is that if I was a Fallout
well,
character,
I don't understand game stuff.
You are a gamer. Yes, you do. Shut up.
No, I don't.
Maybe that explains why you suck so much.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand game stuff. Like, excuse me. I play games a lot, but if you noticed, I don't ever like build up anything. I go default almost the entire way through a game.
Again, no wonder you suck.
Like half the time, over half the time, like 98% of the time, if the game requires an upgrade, I'm asking you guys, hey, what should I do? What should I do this?
What is the biggest land animal you think you could take in a fight with your bare hands?
Land animal, huh? Bare hands? Nothing bigger than a dog.
Oh yeah, no.
And I'm
Like-
I'm thinking like maybe Rottweiler is
I'm-
the largest.
I'm
size.
thinking like Rottweiler, German Shepherd is about where I tap, or is about where I top out. Because like if a Newfoundland or like a Great Dane comes after me, there's a good chance I'm
Dude,
not getting
Saint
up.
Bernard.
Although I'm pretty
Done.
sure, okay, Great Dane, I'm 90% sure if I can get a kick into its legs because of how spindly their legs are. I'm about 90% sure I can break a Great Dane's shin. So I think Great Dane is one of the big like Titanic class dogs that I am confident I could take just because of how weak their legs are. Like that is such a glaring weakness. If I can get the bite on my arm and I can break a leg, it's over for the dog.
Yeah,
But like anything bigger than a German Shepherd, with the exception of a Great Dane, I'm screwed.
yeah, I'm about right.
And
there
also
too.
Belgian Malinois, even though it's a little bit smaller than that thing. That thing nowadays, the current breeding, it is bred to kill people. That thing will eat me alive. That is a Velociraptor with ears. Okay.
Yeah,
That is a Velociraptor with furry ears. That is not a dog.
yeah. And when I say this, I'm going off of like actual life experiences. I used to have a dog back when I was with my first wife before we got married. Used to have a dog, and the dog wound up getting attacked by a neighbor's dog down the way there. And my dog, which actually had a reputation for being an aggressive dog, was actually not aggressive at all. It was just kind of like lying there taking it. I'm like, what the hey? So I had to go in there and fight off this dog for my dog. And so that's why I say that, because I was actually able to fight off a dog before. But yeah, like I said, nothing bigger than a Rottweiler, and even then, I can't guarantee that I'm necessarily walking away after that fight with the Rottweiler.
Rottweilers are a specific dog that I don't think I would want to fight because of how like strong and aggressive they can be.
Mm-hmm.
But like a Labrador Retriever, I got that fight.
Mm-hmm.
I got that fight. You know,
Speaking of dogs,
a Border Collie, I got that fight. Yeah, like that. That's what I'm confident in. You know, a really aggressive Beagle, I got that fight.
yeah,
I can stomp out a Beagle.
Listen. If we're talking like a Chihuahua, I'm definitely winning that fight.
Oh no, I'm gonna
I
give
could probably take out more Chihuahuas than I could fourth graders.
easily because you can just stomp on them. At that point, it's no longer swinging a chair. It's just crunch, 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 yip, 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 crunch, crunch, crunch.
didn't invite you up here.
He don't care.
I didn't invite you up here.
He don't care.
Good boy. I didn't invite you up here either.
How many Finnegans do you think you can take?
Not even one. This one doesn't go away.
That's because you're not trying. Football throw him.
I can't do that. It's my wife's dog.
Stew meat.
Wife/son.
Like I said, he's walking stew meat.
Yeah. Better serve a purpose, or your purpose is going to be lunch.
I got. Can I retool that statement to make it kind of linguistically work?
Sure.
You better be serve purpose, or your purpose is going to be you're going to be served up.
There you go.
Hey.
You can either serve or be served. Your choice. Yeah, so Dead Space. It's weird, right?
I played the first one, didn't finish it, enjoyed it. Never played any of the others.
Yeah, I was talking about the silence in between.
Oh.
I wasn't talking about the video games.
Oh.
I've never
I was
played
like
Dead
weird.
Space.
I was like weird topic change, but okay.
Yeah, I've actually never played those video games.
They're pretty okay. Like I said, I played the first one and I enjoyed it. Honestly, I kind of got bored and I stopped putting effort into it, and I deleted it to make room for other things on my Xbox, and so here we are.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was yawning. All right, so we went and saw some movies. We talked about these movies last week. We're going to talk about them again. Because
What a
this time we're
miserable
not gonna
speck
get in
of dirt. The perfect place to bury you, Scourge.
Yeah.
Holy
Optimus Prime
mother.
had the best one-liners.
The bloodthirstiest we've seen Prime since Dark of the Moon. Like, he was actively like... And, dude, it's weird. He, unlike Primal, he didn't have a backstory with Scourge. He just saw Scourge, and it was just on sight of, you. I hate you.
So, like, it was because he was attacking his people, right? And then he killed Bumblebee.
Although I'd argue he had that hate boner for him before he killed Bumblebee.
Man, you are just loose-lipped tonight, aren't you?
You can say that. It's a common phrase.
Yeah, but
Common phrase. But yeah,
So-
it feels like he just, like, the moment he just saw Scourge, Prime was just like, more than Megatron, more than Galvatron, more than anything else, I
Different-
hate you.
remember, different Prime. This one's a different timeline Prime.
I know, but he's still, this timeline's Megatron.
Huh?
This timeline still knows Megatron.
Well, yes, but you're comparing two different primes, is what I said.
No, but I'm not. What I'm saying is this Prime looked at Scourge and said, more than Megatron, more than Galvatron, I hate you. As someone who had fought against Megatron on Cybertron for years.
Oh no, I know that.
That's what I was saying. I'm not comparing two different primes. I'm
Oh.
literally saying this specific prime looked at Scourge and said,
Okay,
more than Megatron.
I get what
you.
I get what you're saying. Now, I guess I missed that part of your thing.
No, this prime specifically just had it out for Scourge from the moment he reared his head. Prime was like, I'm going to rip out your spine.
And it's so weird that so I get the whole I've got to fight you type of thing. 'Cause
Got
you're
it.
my
No,
guys.
Prime wanted that fight.
Yeah.
Prime was thirsting for it. From the
I mean, he's fighting his guys in there. He's stopping his way from getting home. So I kind of get like that part of it. But the whole I hate you from the get go, I can understand the I hate you after he killed Bumblebee.
mm-hmm.
Then I understand that I hate you. Okay, but the I hate you before, because he had no idea who Scourge even was. So how can you hate this guy more than the dude that you've been fighting for literal decades?
Sometimes, dude, you just have that chemical interaction with another person where you just look in their eyes and go, I hate you. I don't know you. I don't know your name. I know nothing about you. I hate you.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know
Prime
is
locked eyes and said, if it is my last thing I do in this life, I'm taking yours.
yeah. But yeah,
That's
he
actually a
was,
pretty cold line. I like that. I'm going to keep that for later.
You're gonna hold on to that for your guys' short film that's coming up.
If it is the last. Nah, not for that. That's a little too serious, but no.
Isolation.
That could be cool.
Yeah.
If it is the last thing I do in my life, I'm taking yours. That's pretty metal.
Yeah. So, but yeah, he. I liked that one. Was a lot better than I thought it would be. Like, I wanted to watch it just because I'm a big Beast Wars fan from way back in the day. Beast Wars and Beast Machines, I loved it.
Dude, I dragged you to that movie. You weren't even that excited for it.
Not Transformers. Transformers, I actually no. As soon as it was the
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man that you actually dragged me to.
Spider-Man.
But
I am not a
and
Redditor.
what was the one that? No, it was Fast X before that one. That you almost actually had to drag me to.
Next time, just do as you're told, bro.
But
Same thing with this Saturday, The Flash.
Rise. Oh, gosh, we are gonna. Why?
Look at my eyes, Tony. Look at me. It's happening. Tell your wife it's happening. This isn't a question.
I
It's a statement.
thought she was watching.
My eyes are up
Apparently
here.
She's not.
My eyes are up here. It's happening.
Anyways, Rise of the Beast. I actually
I
wanted
gave you
to
the
go see.
Joker look at me. Holy crap.
Yeah, you did.
Sorry, audience. Didn't mean to blow your eardrums out like that. I just I got a little caught up in the moment.
Oh no, you totally knew it. But yeah, no, I wanted to watch that one because I was a big Beast Wars fan back in the day. The only real gripe that I have against it, but I also know why they didn't do it. All right, so 2 real gripes. One is that they excluded my favorite character,
Which one was that?
Rat Trap.
I remember you saying that. My apologies. I knew from the moment I asked. I was like, it's Rat Trap.
Yep, Rat Trap. They excluded Rat Trap, and but I know why. I know why they did it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was kind of a needless character. Although in the actual show of Beast Wars, Rat Trap played a huge part. Demolitions expert, technology expert. You know, all around funny guy. It was good. I kind of wish that the Maximals had more screen time and was a little more fleshed out.
I would have. May I present a revision in the movie as how I think they should have done that?
Yeah.
Cut out Wheeljack. Just cut out his character completely.
He did take up a little too much screen time.
And he wasn't that likable of an Autobot. I would have cut
They
him out of the
could've-
movie and just put more maximal time in there.
Yeah, they
That would
could
have
have
given, especially Rhinox.
they could have almost not had Wheeljack, and it wouldn't have changed anything. Like
They could have done the same thing with RC, but I feel like RC was just a bit of a cooler Autobot that I liked her a bit more. But Wheeljack was just obnoxious. I didn't like him.
Wheeljack. Well, I mean, RC had a place. You know, taking coming in from the previous movie. RC
No,
had
she didn't. She wasn't in the previous movie.
wasn't she?
No, it was just B and Prime.
Oh,
I mean, I think she might have been on Cybertron for the starting fight, but like the moment they left Cybertron, the only 3 Autobots we see after they leave Cybertron is B, Cliffjumper, and Prime. And Prime is at the very end of the movie, walking through the woods with B, just talking as we see Autobots entering the atmosphere. And Cliffjumper, poor Cliffjumper, to put the red shirt of Transformers. He has such a cool design in every movie. I like how he has the little horns on his head like B does, but he's, unlike B, he actually kept his horns. He literally Cliffjumper exists just to die. Like, he is literally just... Cliffjumper's like Jesus, but without the salvation. He exists to die.
that's so horrible.
But am I wrong?
I don't know. I didn't watch Bumblebee.
No, yeah, Cliffjumper literally exists to die.
Yeah, I think that they could have done
That was
without
incredibly
Wheeljack.
sacrilege of me. I'm going to walk that statement back a little bit. That I feel a little bit bad about that now.
Yeah, a little bit.
That joke was funnier in my head, but now I'm feeling like God is looking at me like, really, Ian? Really? And I was like, my bad. My bad, Big G. I apologize. I'd sacrifice a goat if we were still doing that.
Yeah, we don't do that.
That's why I said if we were
Yeah.
still doing that, I'd go.
So-
Probably not a goat. I'd probably go sacrifice Finn again.
That's not a sacrifice.
There we go. That's it.
Yeah, but I think that they could have done without Wheeljack, and that would have been just as good. He literally, the only reason why Wheeljack existed was to say, "Hey, this is where the thing is, and there's a lot of people there."
And call the new guy racist.
Yeah,
So what do you think of the G.I. Joe now being the deep state in Transformers verse?
I'm a little bit worried to see how they're going to try to play that out.
If we don't have a movie where Duke is hanging off the outside of Prime out on the skid plates of Prime riding into battle, I will be mad. We also need to have a scene with Ironhide and Heavy Duty. If you think about it, certain G.I. Joes pair with certain Transformers really well.
I mean, they're both owned by Hasbro now, so.
They always were owned by Hasbro. They're both original Hasbro properties. Yeah, Transformers and G.I. Joe were both original Hasbro properties, along with Battleship. Which means we need the Battleship movie to also become canon. After all, those alien robots are pretty similar to Transformers in a lot of ways, wouldn't you think? Wouldn't you think, Tony? You look at them, you look at some of the aliens, some of the weaponry, kind of seems awfully familiar to certain Transformers, don't it?
Why are you so aggressive tonight?
Why are you acting like I'm not this aggressive every night?
I mean, like, you're usually not this aggressive on podcast night. You're like really aggressive tonight.
I don't know.
I'm not entirely sure why.
I woke up at 5:30 this morning, and I've been awake ever
You
since.
woke
and
up at 5:30 and was like,
violence. I mean, I wake up every day and do sit-ups while quoting General Patton. So
oh my god. You are a meme of yourself, sir.
I'm like All Might, but like better.
All Might doesn't do sit-ups.
I took that meme of be the American the Japanese think you are, and I said, bet. Speaking of any anime companies, you want to make an anime character after me? Let's talk. Although I'm going to make you guys do the Fast and Furious contract. I'm not allowed to lose fights.
I can't believe that was actually in there. And that's not just Fast and the Furious. That's Vin Diesel, Jason Statham, and The Rock.
I know.
In any movie they play in.
They have a point
know what?
system how they keep track off screen.
You know what's I'm going to call BS on that one, though.
Mm.
Because Dwayne The Rock Johnson has lost fights.
He has, especially in Fast 7, where he gets yeeted out of a window.
Again, I didn't see that one. But I was actually talking about, like, The Rundown.
That's not a Fast movie.
No, it isn't. But Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Jason Statham.
But it's a
and
Fast
Vin-
and Furious exclusive contract. They can lose fights in other movies. It's in the Fast and Furious universe that they've exclusively done that contract.
No, actually, their agents argue that the rumor is that their agents argue it in every movie that they play in.
I never heard that before. I'd only ever heard that was a thing for the Fast and Furious franchise.
I heard that the point system was made up for the Fast and
Apparently,
the Furious.
Vin is the one who came up with it.
Yeah, the point system was made up for the Fast and the Furious franchise because it's in a contract template that all three of them have.
That's so stupid. I love it.
Now, I'm gonna
Imagine
say.
your ego being so fragile you can't afford to lose a fight on screen.
Well, and I'm thinking like it had to have been like after a certain year, because when you think back on it, they've lost fights.
yeah,
Every single one of them have been in movies where they've gotten their tail ends absolutely handed to them.
I can actually in Fast and Furious I can quote 2 different times that Hobbs has lost a fight. Fast 5 and Fast 7.
Did he technically lose a fight?
Fast 5, Hobbs actually was he lost the fight because Vin Diesel got him on the ground. It was pretty much like mounted and was doing grappling down blows on him, grabbed a wrench and chose to spare
that's
him.
right. I did see that one.
But if Vin hadn't chosen to spare him, that would have been Hobbs. So
Yeah.
that is a canonical loss. And then in Fast 7, Statham versus Johnson, they get in that fight in the office building. And while I'd argue that it's only a technical loss because Dwayne chose to save Elena instead of pursuing the fight with Statham,
Yeah.
he chose to do the hero route. So does it really count as a loss if you actively stop fighting to do the hero thing? Because he
No.
actively stopped fighting to save her life. So then I guess it's a draw.
Yeah.
Because what happens is Dwayne Johnson throws an explosive. She doesn't see it. Dwayne does. He hones in on it. So he tosses his gun and football tackles her out the window. But then he's laid out for the rest of the movie
Yeah.
because he breaks in an SUV.
I think it might be. I think it might be the contract thing. I think it might be that they can't lose like the big fight, because like in Riddick, he loses.
I've only seen Pitch Black, so
Yeah, Chronicles of Riddick, and in the third live action movie Riddick, he actually loses a couple of times. He gets handed to him, and then the pacifier. He actually loses in the pacifier.
yes, he does.
Yeah,
He
and
gets pistol whipped.
yeah. And then Jason Statham actually lost in both. Not ironically, it's weird that it happened twice, but he lost to Jet Li in 2 separate movies.
Which movies?
The One and War.
All right then.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. The 2 movies I saw him lose in It was
We're
both
both Jet Li.
both at the hands of Jet Li
So what you're saying is Jet Li is the
Move-
hard counter to Jason Statham.
in movies in the early 2000s. Yeah.
Do you know who John Cusack is?
John Cusack. Hold on. Yes, Oh yeah, that dude.
Did you ever see the fight between?
No.
It's this like B movie where John Cusack plays this Roman legionnaire, and Jackie Chan like this Roman legionnaire
Wait,
general.
is that John Cusack? Look it up.
And Jackie Chan is this Ming China warrior general, and they have this protracted fight scene. I don't remember which one wins.
Yeah, look that up because I don't.
I'm looking
think, because I don't think that was John Cusack.
I'm telling you, it is. Because I actually went, is that John Cusack? I had to look at that because like, yeah, that's a guy from Con Air.
Yeah, I remember a movie going on where he
It was on
fighting
TikTok for a while.
Yeah, where he was fighting a Roman legionnaire, but I wasn't aware that was John Cusack. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it confirmed, please.
Yeah, it's a movie called. It's a 2015 movie called Dragon Blade.
That is so weird. That is such a weird casting choice.
Yeah,
Why John
the little,
Cusack?
Like, trailer flickering right there. You can see that's John Cusack in the Roman uniform.
Why would they choose John Cusack?
I don't know.
for
He seems
that
like such a
role?
milquetoast actor for a Roman legionnaire.
I mean, I was.
I like the actor, but like to play like a Roman legionnaire general, you think you'd want someone a little more bombastic.
Gerard Butler. I mean, that would have been a
And Spartan, Roman. You know, he can do both.
Gerard Butler would have been a much better choice than John Cusack.
Agreed. I just like I said, and I don't hate John
who-
Cusack. I just think he's a very milquetoast actor. For
Who's that
role.
guy that played Arthur for?
Charlie Hunnam.
Yeah, that guy.
Why did I know that so quickly?
That you were right on point with that one. Yes.
I saw a video about that universe I was supposed to take off the other day because it was the
What
one
other movie was he in? He was
Uh,
in Bang Bang Shoot 'Em Up, something like that.
Triple Frontier.
Triple Frontier. He was
I really like
also
that.
in Shoot. It was also in a movie called like Shoot 'Em Up.
I've
Where
seen that one.
yeah, he that one was a weird one because it was like he's like this disheveled guy who I guess used to be a hitman, really good with guns, but he's like homeless now. And then I can't remember because it was like decades ago that I saw this. I can't remember how he winds up doing this, but he has to take care of this baby, and this baby is being targeted by this mob. And the mob hitman is led by the bad guy from Liar Liar.
What kind of movies do you watch?
And he ultimately winds up having to kill the bad guy from the bad guy from Liar Liar by shooting a gun with 4 broken fingers.
As someone who shoots guns regularly, ow!
Yeah.
That would hurt so badly.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was more than 4 broken fingers because his other hand was completely busted. And so he had to kind of like hold it up like this and then use the pinky to pull the trigger.
You watch the stupidest movies.
I used to, quite frankly, yeah. I used to. And you know what? That was still better casting than most of what we get out of movies today.
It's sad how much I agree with that.
Like all the casting in Sin City. For a black and white movie,
Dude, Sin City is a masterpiece.
it really is.
Although, to be fair, I could just watch Marv's part over and over again and not watch any others. Like, don't get me wrong, I love
Willis?
yeah, Bruce Willis is for some reason. I was like, Will Ferrell. I was like, no, not Will Ferrell.
Yeah, I saw your brain kind of like short out there for a little bit.
Because it's the Will that got me.
Yeah.
I like Bruce Willis's part, yeah. But honestly, it's who's that actor?
I don't know. What part did he play in that?
Marv.
Oh, I don't know because he's wearing makeup. I want to say Ron Perlman, but that's
Yeah,
not right.
no, I think it is Perlman.
Let me see. Let me look it up because I don't think I'm right on that one.
It could be someone else. But I'm
Hold on.
about 70% sure it's
I'm gonna
Perlman.
IMDb this.
Do it.
I love IMDb, by the way. Wait, I said I'm gonna IMDb this, and I typed in IMDb into the search bar of IMDb.
Well done.
I know. Sin City. Oh, that movie came out in 2005.
I remember.
Almost 20 years ago, bro.
You know, I saw that movie
Oh
when I
my
was a
god,
child.
dude, you're about ready to be upset.
Who is it?
Mickey Rourke.
Give me your gun. I've lost my man card. I need to end it. I'm gonna text her
it
goodbye,
is-
and then I'm gonna end it. Give me your gun.
It's Mickey. Yeah, it's
Give me
Mickey
your gun.
Rourke.
I can't live anymore, Tony.
The-
I can't
the-
live like this.
The literal best part of Iron Man 2, Mickey Rourke.
That honestly, I could just watch his part over and over again, though. Like his part is the best part of the movie for me.
You want to know who surprised me
Who?
out of that? Elijah Wood.
Dude, yeah, the cannibal.
Oh yeah, because like I remember watching him in The Faculty, Flipper, Lord of the Rings. You know, I had a certain image built up of Elijah Wood, and then I see him as this creepy little thing in Sin City. I'm like, is that Elijah Wood?
He has a surprising range.
Is that Frodo? Is Frodo a creep?
It's Fro. No,
It's Frodo. Frodo. No.
Frodo, why are you shutting the door? Frodo, why are you locking the door? Oh,
Please
oh,
speak.
Fro, no.
Please speak, Mr. Frodo.
Fro,
Please say something.
Frodo. I'm sorry, Sam. I'm hungry now.
Yeah, Clive Owen. That was the guy's name. Clive Owen.
Mm.
Yeah.
Dwight. Okay, Tony. I have a question for you.
A croissant.
A question.
A croissant.
So, do you remember Den of Thieves?
I do.
Do you remember the cop team in Den of Thieves?
Gerard Butler. Yeah.
The cop team in Den of Thieves
Aye.
versus the Merc team with Gerard Butler and Mike Coulter in Plane. Who wins?
All right. So the cop versus the.
No, it's the 5 cops,
Yeah.
the major crimes unit
Yeah.
versus it was 3 Mercs.
Yes.
And because each one is 5, I'm adding in.
Was it 3? Because I could have sworn there was more than 3.
No, there was the leader, there was the guy who brought in the 50, and then there was just the abstract third guy.
Because there was 2 guys that were setting up the 50, while the abstract guy was actually on sentry.
I'll take your word for it. So in that case, Mike Coulter sets this one out. He's already left. So it's just Gerard Butler and the Merc team versus Gerard Butler's Big Nick with his Major Crimes Task Force. Who wins?
Ooh, so that's a hard one because
And we were just going to say neither one has the home field advantage, only with the weapons we saw them pack in the movies.
that's probably the Merc team then.
I'm thinking the Merc team just
They got
because
the 50.
they had the 50, and also their tactics were so much better. Nick
Well,
lost.
yeah,
Nick
I
lost
mean,
the
they
dude
were
trying.
paramilitary, so
Nick lost the dude, whereas actually Nick almost lost 2 dudes because one dude got shot, and the other one just dead.
yeah.
Whereas paramilitary dudes were killing it in that movie. I mean, Gerard Butler was by no means a good fighter in that movie. He had some experience just because he was an RAF pilot. But, like, those 4 pick up the weight that he drops in spades.
Yeah, they were.
Those 4 were like. Also, I got to say, as someone who.
One of those guys was twice the warrior that both Mike Coulter and Gerard Butler's character was.
Oh, easily.
And
Any
they,
of those guys.
you had one that was Foreign Legion, the other one was RAF.
Yeah, French Foreign Legion RAF, and one U.S. expat was like, "I got this." As someone who wants to get into that kind of industry himself, and it works in a private security industry now, that was the best private security thing I've ever seen and put to film, and I loved it.
Contractors, not private security. There's a difference between the two. Yes, I said that to you. As someone who is in the industry, you should have been correcting me.
You didn't let me finish.
N-
You let me finish.
I'm waiting by the mic. I'm ready. I'm waiting.
Those are contractors. Those are private military contractors. Well, okay. Those technically private contractors, but I was referring to myself as private security. Not saying they were private security. I was referring to myself as private security, as the industry as a whole is private security, like the umbrella is private security.
All right, my bad. I mistook what you were saying.
No. Yeah, no. Those dudes and me are not the same thing. Not even close. I would never color myself to be that cool. I wish I could. Oh, I love their weapon choice in the film too. I loved how they were all using P320s. You don't see those in film as much. You always see Glocks. Sorry.
You're fine. I was listening to you.
You gave me the look of yes, I totally know what you're talking about as I was starting to gun rant.
Surprisingly, I was tracking a little bit there.
Well, Glocks are so ubiquitous and popular. Not to mention, there's a trillion different prop guns made of them that normally Glocks are used. But the fact they actually went out of their way to go, hey, let's give these guys P320s and customize these P320s as well. I'm pretty sure a couple of them had red dots on them. Most of them had flashlights. I'm like, that's actual stuff you'd see. It's not just a slick gun.
Yeah,
And also, the way they use the 50.
was accurate.
There's just the way that the way that immediately the engine block just ceased to be an engine block when they put a 50 round through it.
Or a person ceased to be a person.
Oh, I love how they're shooting through the car to hit the guys. When I get paid tomorrow, I am buying plane on my Xbox.
I love the response to the. Who are these guys?
Such a good movie.
A bunch of
Plane had no right being that good of a movie.
a bunch of mercenaries taking over this island, bullying their way up the chain. They've been bleeding the village dry, doing whatever. They
Yeah, a bunch
can.
of pirates. Then 4 dudes just parachute out of nowhere and just end their entire reign.
All these guys are 100% used to just being the top dogs. No, sir. You are not a soldier. You're a thug. Now this is a soldier.
Oh yeah.
You don't war. This wars. You don't war.
Yeah. That was just so good. I want a 50. I plan to get one.
You plan on getting a 50?
Oh yeah. A Barrett M107 or M82. I forget which one is the civilian designation. I think M82 is the civilian designation. I think M107 is the military designation, and I'm going to get an M82.
The military dig.
No, the civilian. You can't get
Civvy?
military.
I want to get a. I have no desire to get a 50, but I do want to get a better hunting rifle than what I currently have. So
Well, if the PSA M110 is as good as me and Tyler think it is, and Tyler gives me the green light on it, I'll be buying one of those instead of a bolt rifle, and we'll just hunt with that.
that should drop elk easy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey Palmetto, if you're listening, send me stuff. We'll be sponsored.
Oh yeah, 100%. We don't. Yeah, shameless.
Palmetto, AAC, send us ammo, send us guns. We will become a gun podcast. I will force this into a gun podcast if you sponsor us.
If you sponsor us, I promise that we will. We will.
I will do a 5-minute Palmetto ad read every.
We will
stream.
do so many ad reads that Ben Shapiro will be jealous.
That was good. That was really good. Just send me an M110 and a saber, maybe a couple daggers. We'll be good.
So last week you showed me this video,
Which video?
the most insane video ever
I show you a lot of videos. You're gonna have to be more specific.
of the undying Swede.
The craziest meth trip in history. He's here to do 2 things: kill Germans, steal catalytic converters. Those aren't invented for another 40 years, so we're killing Germans. The Fat Electrician, dude, you are amazing, dude. We'd love to do something with you sometime. You're a great guy. Each one of your videos, I love. You are one of the best storytellers I've ever seen on YouTube, man. Please continue. I'm sorry, I had to give that shout out.
You're fine. I was I totally forgot where I was going with that, to be honest with you, but I loved every minute of that video. That
Well, could you grab me another one, please?
Well, yeah, because meth.
He finally kills this Wolverine with a knife, except that wasn't a knife. It was a
And
compass.
it was
and that
also
wasn't
not a
Wolverine. It was a log. And now his compass is broken. He lays there and goes, fine, I'll die. 2 days later.
2 days later, it gets rescued. But this guy's not good. But they said, hey, we're actually here to rescue this guy. So do you mind hanging out? And if we have time, we'll come back and get you.
Fine, I guess I'll try to live. Eats a bird raw.
the picture in my head of him skiing, right? And then skiing straight up to the campsite and just power sliding in like a boss.
Those are friends.
And
Wait,
just
those
kinda
aren't his
looking
friends. Those are
around.
Russians.
Those are the Russians that are hunting him. Oh no. The confusion on all of their faces.
I would like to picture one dude's like getting ready to eat and is like, Sergey.
Please, somebody make a movie about this.
That would be the best movie ever. And don't even try to make it like some serious war drama. Please make it a methed out comedy. Please make it a comedy.
Dude, don't even make it make it a docudrama for all I care about. The story
It needs to be a docu-comedy.
The story itself is absolutely hilarious.
One giant congealed meth nugget.
If anyone has any time, please go see The Fat Electrician. Look up that story. Swedish meth. Oh, it's so great. It's so
Finnish
good.
meth. He was Finn.
Finnish meth. Yes.
I love how he says
Yes.
meth nugget. All I could picture was something vaguely the size of a chicken McNugget. And just. He feels great. He feels better than he's ever felt before. I love how and his soldiers wrestle away his ammo and his knife from him.
He picks up his weapon. He fires his weapon at the enemy, but he doesn't because oh no, my friends took all my ammo.
So he throws it at the soldier. Soldier explodes into snow. Wait, there was no soldier. It was just a tree branch.
You know, because meth.
Because meth. I feel like we look around town and just start doing that just because meth, Tommy.
Oh my gosh. When I go to work tomorrow, I'm going to show that video to my boss now.
Do it. Do it.
He'll love it. Oh. Oh, real quick to the audience out there, anyone
yeah, we
that's
gotta tell 'em
listening. Next week, there will be no podcast. We are going to take a week's break off of Your Move Studios work because, well, quite frankly, I run the equipment and I'm going to be out of town. So I got some things to do for work. It requires me to travel, unfortunately. So no podcast next week. And the week after, we will be rescheduling our podcast. All right, for everyone that's not listening, I'm going to go ahead and re-say all of this at the end of tonight's podcast.
2 weeks, new podcast day.
Yeah, same podcast, but different time, different day.
What day, what time, Tony?
Fridays,
What time on Fridays?
probably 7 or 6.
6, 7, West Coast Central.
Yeah, or as you know, we like to call it over here, God's time.
That
Yeah.
was crisp. I like that. God's time and God's country. God bless America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is the cringiest podcast we've ever done.
I mean, no more cringy than me and Little Caesars earlier.
oh my gosh. Oh, a lot of drama happening in the Flash movie, by the way. That was rude.
I was trying to hit you in the face.
Just threw a bottle cap at me.
Well,
Anyways,
it's Fallout. Pick it up. It's worth something.
no.
The pause. The
Hey, nope, don't do that.
was that the good one or the worthless one trying to eat it?
It was lunch.
You should have let it eat it. We could have had lunch.
Why? I'm not going to chip my tooth on that.
I'll cut it out.
You better cut it out.
Do you think I can't find
better
a
knock it off
I
right
can't
now.
find a
You
bottle
just
cap
cut
and a
that
carcass
out.
that size? Quit trying to dad me. My dad's dead. Just because your dad's a failure doesn't mean you get to try and parent me, okay?
Please elaborate which one you're referring to. I mean, you're correct on both sides. I just need to know.
I was gonna go with the meth addict, but you know.
Again, you need to you need a little bit more distinction there.
The one that gave you genetics.
There you go.
I was gonna say his name, but I didn't feel like we should do that.
Nah, it's fine. Yeah, so the Flash movie is already flopped.
Yeah, I
and
heard.
did you hear why?
Because it's Ezra Miller.
So that's the truth, first off. Ezra Miller, James Gunn, that's the truth, okay? But the studio is claiming because of the release date. Immediately following after Rise of the Beast and Across the Spider-Verse, that's the reason why it's flopping. Is
Yes.
because
That's the reason why it's flopping.
yeah, it has nothing to do with, the controversial star of the movie that, has had multiple allegations of kidnap, assault, threatening with a deadly weapon, pedophilia, so on and so forth. And they decided to keep him, but the studio decided to axe Johnny Depp, who was acquitted of all charges.
They not only decided to axe Johnny Depp, they also axed Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill.
I'll say this: in this last movie, Ben Affleck does don the suit, the Batman suit, one last time.
That's
But
why
what they did to Henry Cavill
is
was
unacceptable.
criminal.
Unacceptable. I truly mean this. Next statement from the bottom of my heart. The only reason we are going to see Flash is to say goodbye to Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck as Batman. We're not going to see the Flash.
know what
We're going to see the Batman.
You know what we need to do? This
What?
is what we need to do. Okay, what we need to do is we need to start a Kickstarter.
For
Then we're gonna buy the licensing.
yes, because they're totally going to be able to do
We're
that.
gonna get a Kickstarter. We're gonna buy the licensing. Okay, for Batman and Superman.
We're gonna make a Batman Superman movie that doesn't suck.
Number one, yes, and two, we're gonna cast it right. And this is what we're gonna do. Okay, this is the cast. You ready for this?
I'm listening.
Warner Brothers, you need to listen to this because this is a threat. Keep that in mind. All right, we're gonna get the licensing, okay, for Batman and Superman, all Batman IP, all Superman IP, okay.
Yeah.
Then we're going to cast Michael Keaton as Old Man Bruce.
If you're trying to do a Terry McGinnis, I'm not in for it.
Oh, but you're going to like who I'm going to cast.
I don't
for it.
like the character of Terry McGinnis.
Just listen. You're going to like who I have casted for it.
You have one chance to make me like this. Otherwise, I'm out.
Dylan O'Brien.
Show me a picture. I remember off the top of my head. Your chance has been extended to show me a picture because I feel like you're still part of the same chance. But if I don't like this, we're putting an axe to it, and then we're going to do my movie idea.
Hold on, I got him here somewhere.
My movie idea has been done in a cartoon before, but we would do it so much better.
What's your idea, really quick?
Batman and Superman versus Lex Luthor and the Joker. We are going to have Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill as Batman and Superman. We're going to have... Okay. I can see it. I like my idea better.
You watched American Assassin,
Once, wasn't impressed.
but the chemistry that Dylan O'Brien and Michael Keaton had, and Dylan O'Brien's got the skills, the looks, the snarky attitude to go with it.
Okay, but would you rather see that? Would you rather see Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck teaming up against Willem Dafoe Joker? I'm trying to remember who had the perfect casting for Lex Luthor. I think Mark Strong.
Mark Strong.
Merlin from The Kingsman
Oh,
versus those two.
that is the perfect Lex Luthor.
So you have Mark Strong, Lex Luthor, and Willem Dafoe Joker versus Ben Affleck Batman and Henry Cavill Superman, and we could throw in the guy who was supposed to be Deathstroke.
So,
I feel like that's better than any Terry McGinnis crap you could crap together.
okay, I like the Willem Dafoe Joker, but I got to be honest with you, he's aging, so it makes it a little. And yes, he rocked Tom Holland's world in No Way Home.
And we got
The
and Joker
man
is not
did
as
his own
physical a
stunts.
role as Goblin is. Joker is not as physical a role as Goblin is, so he could do it still
It is a physical
in different
role,
ways that could be helped.
but can we? Is there maybe a better option that is more to the age of Ben Affleck.
Joker's always been older than Batman.
No,
I've always
It's
gotten
never-
the vibe that Joker is older.
it's never been proven because
Well, there are technically 3 Jokers.
also that was a one-off in the comic books that there were 3 Jokers, and that comic book was actually based off the fact that there were 3 iterations of the Jokers in each like movie, and each on a different side of the Joker before.
But there wasn't the
Because
clown, the
the-
gangster, and the...
The clown, the gangster, and the chaos terrorist, bank robber.
Google. Googlebot, go.
The 3 Jokers.
Okay, who would you cast for the 3 Jokers then?
Who would I cast for the 3 Jokers? Oh, that's just the names. I don't need the names. I need the
Titles.
personalities. This is fandom. I don't need fandom. The 3 versions of the Joker, please. The criminal, the clown, and the comedian.
So I think...
I like how they have that. They're all C's.
So I think for the criminal, we do Willem Dafoe. Because he has the ability, to my opinion, to be the most menacing, threatening, and violent.
So you want to try to do a 3 Jokers?
No, I'm just curious who you would cast for 3 Jokers.
Oh, well, yeah, definitely Willem Dafoe.
I think Willem Dafoe. I think the comedian is Joaquin Phoenix. And now here's my question: who do I think? And Zack Snyder proved this. If Leto is handled correctly, he could be the clown. The 3 versions of the Joker, because Snyder Nightmare Leto was a good Joker for the 5 minutes he was on screen, and they could even use him the least of the 3.
I absolutely disagree with you.
You don't think Nightmare Joker was cool?
Snyder Joker.
I said Snyder Nightmare Joker for the 5 minutes he was in that movie.
Yeah, no, I don't like Leto's portrayal of the Joker.
You didn't even like Nightmare Joker.
I didn't even like Nightmare Joker.
Why?
It didn't appeal to me as a Joker. And I've seen all iterations of the Joker growing up. I've seen Romero's Joker, the clown. I've seen the Jack Nicholson's Joker, the
criminal.
gangster, and I've seen the Chaos Joker, Heath Ledger. I've seen all of the great ones. Mark Hamill as the Joker. I mean, I grew up. This was my favorite.
Oh yeah.
As stupid as it is, was my favorite villain character all growing up. And I don't think that he handled him well at all.
I don't know. I think Suicide Squad Joker was crap.
Even Nightmare, I gotta say,
Nightmare did it for me.
yeah, I gave it a shot. I hyped up Snyderverse, the Snyder Cut. I hyped it up. I was like, yeah, buddy, this is great.
I think your
But
hatred has blinded you.
I don't know because I go into so very rarely do I ever go into a movie and have a predetermined opinion that will not be changed.
What I'm saying is your hatred of the Snyder movie that has grown because you thought it was going to be good, then you hated it.
I didn't like the Joker from the get-go. Picking apart the Snyder Cut Justice League, picking apart that has taken time, and it's made me grow to actually
about-
somewhat hate
and
it.
I'm- and
But the
I'm-
Joker was one that I hated from the get-go.
And I'm specifically stating Nightmare Joker because I feel like he's different enough from Suicide Squad Joker.
He's different from Suicide Squad Joker.
Why
yes.
do you hate Nightmare Joker?
I do not think that he handled the character well.
Expound. You keep repeating the same crap. Give me a reason.
Okay, because one, he wasn't clownish. So if we're gonna go ahead and go to the 3 iterations of the Joker: the criminal, the clown, and the comedian. Okay, jokes not funny.
I think a couple of his digs at him about either Tim Drake or Jason Todd were quite humorous. Explain
didn't.
to me why you sent a boy, to do a man's job.
I didn't find it. I didn't find. Well, in that right there is.
And then
more-
the whole, au contraire, my little fish stick.
That right there. All right, so not the fish stick part, but the dig at Todd and or Drake.
Like I said, we both have different theories.
The dig at Todd or Drake was less comedian and more of a poke the bear. It's not the comedian aspect of things. The comedian, as the Joker wants, as the Joker is portrayed, the comedian is the one that does horrible things in the eyes of comedy, like an actual electric buzzer that kills people. You know, that was the comedian. It was, I'm doing this thing because it's funny, but it also maims you in the process. That was the comedian. The criminal, like The Dark Knight Rises. I'm
Knight.
sorry. The
Rises was Bane.
Miller is what I'm talking
Returns.
about. Yeah, The Dark Knight
Dark Knight
Returns.
Returns.
Thank you.
I was like, Rises is Bane,
Yeah.
homie.
No. The Dark Knight Returns. All right. Also, Jack Nicholson. That's the gangster, the criminal. That was the one that robbed banks and
Gentlemen, express yourselves.
yeah,
That gets me every time.
put together the Jokers gang and things like that, which is actually what Suicide Squad Joker was supposed to be taking over. He was supposed to be the crime
criminal?
boss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, didn't do well there because why? He didn't really have that type of.
He shouldn't have been in the movie. There's so many different things they
Organ-
should have done with Suicide Squad and not had him in the movie.
They-
That was one of them.
They didn't really have that kind of. He didn't really have that like organization and that focus that aspect of the Joker had. And then we have the criminal, the comedian. What was it? The clown. Do I really need to say how he failed at the clown? You wanted me to put it analytically. I'm laying it out for you.
I'm waiting for you to say it.
Okay.
I asked for your reasons. I didn't want you to preach it out
Okay.
and give me reasons.
All right. He failed at the clown because he wasn't clownful. He wasn't cheery. He wasn't really joking. He wasn't really theatrical, whimsical.
was.
No, he wasn't.
Spin out the card. Pretty theatrical.
That was the only thing that he did.
And only
that-
had like 4 minutes, bro. You're that's a lot you're asking of 4 minutes where he
Jay
wasn't even the main
Leto-
part of it.
Jay Leto's Joker has failed at every turn.
I also
All right.
feel like he wasn't given a good chance. And this is saying from someone who thinks Jared Leto himself is a horrible person.
I'll grant you that premise that maybe
Suicide Squad the movie was crap.
I will grant you that premise that maybe he wasn't given a good chance, but I will bite back with this. John Krasinski did a better job at Reed Richards than Jared Leto ever did at the Joker.
Oh, at 100%. That's because John Krasinski was actually a good Reed Richards.
And John Krasinski's Reed Richards was a fail.
That was the whole point of the character was he wasn't supposed to be that good.
No, but they butchered the character to begin with. So if a good actor like John Krasinski does a better job at a failed butchering of a character, yeah, I'll turn the light on.
Like it's just so dark in here
Yeah.
now.
If John Krasinski can do a great job at a character that was written so poorly, then why is Jared Leto doing so horribly at
Because
at
he's
a
not as good of an
character-
actor.
at a character that should have just been like served up? They should have more people showed up to these movies just because of the names of the characters that were in there, and they still crap to bed.
That's because Jared Leto's not as good as an actor as John Krasinski.
Cool. So I rest my statement. That Joker sucked.
I think that he maxed out the criminal one in that scene, though.
I think that he failed at every aspect of it because
He
he
is
wasn't.
sitting there wearing. Let me finish. Let me have this.
All right.
He is sitting there wearing a blood-stained GCPD ballistic vest with badges hanging from it like trophies. That is the most criminal of a Joker you could go. The point where he was like trophy hunting cops with their own equipment. That is criminal Joker. Like almost too much.
That's more Zaz than Joker, though. Joker would not do that.
I
Joker
think he could.
No. Joker. Okay. Could. Yes. Would. No. Joker would not wear badges like like ears on a necklace. He wouldn't do that.
I think he would.
No, he wouldn't.
I think he would.
Present-
One of his biggest things is gassing people so they smile and leaving Joker cards on them. That is a calling card and a trophy system if I've ever seen it.
Leaving a calling card to bait Batman is different than taking a trophy and wearing it. He never did that. He's had plenty of opportunity to take trophies from other people and do that. He's never done that. That's not who he is. He leaves evidence. He doesn't take trophies.
I honestly do think that is within his character, especially if we're doing the criminal. I think trophy hunting cops is something Joker could and would do.
I mean, you're fine in wanting to think that he would do that, but there is literal decades of evidence that suggests that that is not how he operates, period.
You could argue what he did to Barbara in The Killing Joke was taking a trophy.
He didn't take any trophy.
I think he took something that would be considered a trophy.
No, and we're not going to go there.
I'm just saying.
That's also extremely way different than what we're talking about now,
I'm
isn't
just
it?
saying, after everything he's done and does, I don't think trophy hunting cops in a nightmare apocalypse scenario is so far removed that it's blasphemous to think that the Joker wouldn't trophy hunt cops.
It is because he has never done that. It's not in his character.
And how many other times have characters never done something until they've done it, and now it's a part of their character? That's a very weak defense.
It's not a weak defense. We're talking
Just because
literal-
someone's never written it before
We're-
doesn't mean it's
so now
not
we're
possible.
So now we're gonna go. Now you're gonna revert back to the argument of, well, it's whatever the writer makes.
No, I'm just saying that
Does it-
it's a very stupid and arbitrary difference of, oh, well, he's never taken trophies
It's
before.
not. It's not an arbitrary thing.
It is a very arbitrary
No, it
thing.
isn't. Okay, pointing out things that have happened in the past is establishing a pattern. Correct.
Yes.
The only way that we're able to establish a pattern of characters is by reverting back to what is canonically correct. What is consistent through every aspect of the writings that have happened? Has he ever acted in this manner? The answer to that question is no. He hasn't. Consistently speaking, all he has done has left trophies, left evidence. His idea is to bait Batman into crossing the one line that Batman will not cross because he wants to prove that Batman is no better than he is. That is the way that is. 100%. There is no way that the Joker would ever stoop as low to collect GCPD badges and wear them on his vest as trophies of his conquest, especially in the presence of Batman. And there's no way that Batman would allow him to do that. That is not how Batman operates. Batman doesn't kill people, surprisingly. So why would the Batman allow the Joker to go ahead and do that? Killing humans, okay, and then taking trophies from them and wearing them. It is a butchering of the characters.
I mean, I don't know.
The writing. Finnegan. Finn, knock it off. Someone could
Sorry
have
about
been,
that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, someone could have been walking by my window.
I don't know. I feel like that's a really arbitrary thing to say. Oh, he would never take. I 100% believe
Okay,
the
how
Joker,
about-
being a psychotic serial killer, would take trophies.
No,
if-
because
if it ever struck his fancy, because he does plenty of stuff just because it appeals to him. Just, and I have zero doubt in my mind that he
that
would
is
take trophies.
that is actually arbitrary by the definition thereof. You are changing the character just because it feels like he could do that at some point in time, even though that there has been no evidence to suggest otherwise. My argument is based off of a history of pattern. Your argument
And
is
I think
based
trying-
off of how you feel.
It doesn't make sense to art. Just it.
It's
yeah,
not arbitrary.
It feels very
It's
arbitrary.
empirical.
It is not empirical
It
to say.
is. It absolutely is by the definition.
No, it is not empirical to say he would not take trophies. It is arbitrary to say he would not take trophies just because you can't think of a time when he's never done it before.
Can you prove me wrong?
Well, I tried to Google it, and all I got were award ceremonies for the Joker movie.
That's dumb.
Well, I Googled and said, has the Joker ever taken trophies? And
That's-
all I got was stuff about like the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie. So just because I cannot find it on the internet also doesn't mean there's not happened. Although I did see plenty of things of him like sitting there with like a wall of heads behind him. But I'm pretty sure that's just cover artwork. So I'm not super. That's why I didn't want to bring it up initially because I didn't think that would really count.
There was a one shot where he was killing people and taking their heads. That's a one shot.
Which I'm not recognizing because even I admit one shot shouldn't be canon. So but like I said, I saw that, but like, I didn't want to spend too much time trying to Google search it while we're like on stream.
Right. You didn't want dead air.
Exactly.
All I'm saying is
table this for later, kind of like the Juggernaut versus Doomsday.
well, no, because like the Juggernaut versus Doomsday thing, I'm basically giving that one to you because again, at the best, that's a stalemate. That is an argument that will never will never actually be settled because of the two aspects: immovable object meets unstoppable force.
But until such point as the things change.
Yeah, in this particular aspect, I'm telling you right now, that is not how he has or ever will, because it's not in his character to take trophies. It's never been.
I think at best we're gonna have to agree to disagree on this one because you are not gonna change my mind on this.
Well, that's fine. You can stay wrong.
So can you. So then, who would you cast as your third Joker? If not Jay Leto.
Which one is he supposed to be again?
So we've already established that Willem Dafoe is the criminal,
Mm-hmm.
and Joaquin Phoenix is the comedian. So you're supposed to be casting the clown. My first thought went to Jim Carrey, but I'm like, nah.
Not at this point. Like
Maybe like Ace Ventura days.
Jim Carrey is I was gonna say Jim Carrey is a good actor for it, like back in his Mask type days, but no, not at this point.
Clown. Who would be? Ooh, the guy from the Gotham TV show.
Wasn't he also on? Didn't he? Wasn't he also the one that plays Cal in
Yup.
Jedi Survivor?
Yup. That
Ye-
would be a good clown.
Weird thing. I was actually thinking about that guy.
That would be a good clown. That would be a
Yeah.
good third Joker.
The only other option that I would suggest for like maybe the criminal, and you may not like this, okay, but I'll accept either one, Willem Dafoe or Mark Hamill.
Mark would need to do a lot of like getting in shape then, because Mark is a tub right now.
He did for Luke Skywalker.
Not really.
No, he really did.
He didn't look it.
Oh, that's because they kept him in the robes and thing like that. But he dropped like 50 pounds to reprise his role.
Okay.
And we're talking like if he's the criminal, then he's older, he's wiser, he's more organized, maybe less active. So having a bit of a pudge would actually fit.
But I don't think we could. I don't think we should deny Willem Dafoe his chance at a Joker.
No, that's why I said I would accept either one, Willem Dafoe or Mark Hamill. Because I also saw Mark Hamill actually reprised a role that he did for the Trickster in the Flash series on the CW verse, which in the Trickster is basically the Flash's version of the Joker.
Yeah.
And he reprised his role as the Trickster, and I was like, oh, that is so good. That is actually, I was like, Mark Hamill makes the best Joker, and then I looked it up. I was like, oh, Mark Hamill was the best Joker. Mark Hamill was the Joker to the Kevin Conway.
Anyways,
You know-
I think my Batman Superman idea movie is better than yours.
Well, I didn't even get to finish mine
Yeah, fine.
because I was actually going to go to the Super Sons movie.
After what they've done to no,
What? What are you talking about? Elaborate.
they made John Kent Or they made Superman's actual son, not Connor Kent, his actual son.
Okay.
They made him gay.
No, they made Tim Drake bi.
No, they also made Connor Kent, not Connor Kent. They also made John Kent gay.
All right. Well, I wasn't thinking about John, anyways. I was
You're
thinking
thinking
about Connor.
You're thinking about Superboy, like the clone.
Yeah, Connor Kent.
So you would think Terry
Connor Kent because he's not actually Superman's child,
Mhm.
and then Terry McGinnis because he's also not actually super. They're both clones.
So that's like Super Apprentice, then, not Super Sons.
They're both clones. They're both technically sons because Terry McGinnis actually has Bruce
Wayne
Wayne's
DNA, I remember.
So they technically would be the super sons. It'd be the super test tube babies, the super donors, super IVF.
No, because I want to give Ben Affleck his due as Batman. He wasn't given his due truly. He was always given crap roles.
Cool. Then get rid of Nichols and bring in Affleck as Batman.
Yeah, but he's not old Batman yet.
He's getting there,
He's getting there, but he's not there yet.
but it can be him as Batfleck, and then we can have Henry Cavill as Superman, discipling Terry McGinnis and Connor Kent. The ages match.
Give him a few more years to become both Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck. Give him a chance to be older. Give me Old Man Bruce, and give me Superman with a bit of gray in his hair.
I don't know if I've said this on the podcast before.
Give me Silver Fox, Superman, and then I consent to it.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, just dye Ben's hair.
But Henry doesn't look that old yet.
No, so but Superman didn't get that old in Batman Beyond. He only had like the Reed Richards streak, which just take a little thing. But as far as the physicality goes, he's remained the same physical. It was just the hair that changed. Comic book speaking, I'm only saying.
No, I just don't. Also, like I said, I'm not a Terry McGinnis fan. I don't like the character that much. He doesn't appeal to me. I don't know why you love him so much.
I don't like Terry McGinnis as a character. I like Terry McGinnis and Bruce's chemistry. I think that the two of them actually make a decent enough story and cast. And if you can cast it right with two live actors, then it would be a great movie to watch, especially a mentor-apprentice style of, you have someone that's a little bit more cynical and aged and maybe it's somewhat jaded from the life of this, and then you have another one that's trying to balance both the kind of social life, normal life thing, as well as this life. It's always that kind of thing, for some reason, has always appealed to me. It's you can learn from each aspect of each other, and it actually turns out to be a really great thing. And I've seen it with Batman Beyond, right? And then I saw a little bit of it in Young Justice with Connor Kent and Superman, although not really a whole lot there because their interactions are minimum at best.
Oh yeah.
But I think that it is. I think that it could be really doable, and I think that if you, again, Michael Keaton, go ahead and shelf him. That's fine. You don't want to do Michael Keaton. Ben Affleck would be the perfect guy for the job, other than Michael Keaton.
In about 15 years.
I don't think I've ever said this on the podcast before, but I used to hate the idea of Ben Affleck as Batman. Absolutely 100% could not stand it. Like, this is me going into a movie with I'm watching the time. We're at 1:49.
I was just curious for myself. That's why I was looking at my watch.
Well, this is a perfect example of me going into a movie with a preconceived notion of how I'm going to feel about the movie.
Was it because of Daredevil?
A little bit, actually.
I understand that.
Yeah, it was a little bit because of Daredevil, because I didn't think he could pull off a good superhero. Does that mean that Ben Affleck is a bad actor? Nope. But I don't think he could do that. And as a couple of other action movies that he was in, like Paycheck. He didn't really do a great job in
Never saw
Paycheck. But I didn't think that he can pull it off. And I think that if the script, I think it was Zack Snyder, would have gotten out of his own way, and the script would have been a little bit better, then it would have handled, because the type of Batman that they were going after,
Mm-hmm.
if they handled the story right, would have been the best and most accurate Batman that we have seen on the big screen ever. It would have been, because the version of Batman that they were going after was the one that was living with the regret of losing Robin.
I am forever sad of the movie that we were supposed to get but never did, and instead got Robert Pattinson's Batman, which I will say, I loved Robert Pattinson's Batman movie. Great movie.
It had its faults. All in
So
all,
do all movies in your
all in
opinion,
all,
but
good movie. It had its faults.
it was. I'd say it was a great movie.
Go
It-
on.
It gave us what I would say the first true Batman detective film,
I'm not going to argue with you on that one.
and I feel like that's personally what pushed it into the great for me. Is that it finally gave us the world's greatest detective.
Yeah, you actually had Batman being a detective, working things out,
Mhm.
looking.
It
at
felt
things.
like 7 to me at points with
wasn't
Morgan
it,
Freeman and Brad Pitt.
wasn't it the same director?
I do not remember off the top of my head. I would not be able to tell you. But I am forever sad that we got that movie instead of Ben Affleck's solo Batman movie that was supposed to happen.
I agree with you. Really quick on the Pattinson one, the interaction between Gordon and Batman in the cage.
like,
Is it-
looking like this to be so mean.
Listen, you gotta get out of here. And he's like glaring at him and snarling at him. All right, how do you expect to do that? You're gonna have to punch me in the face.
Hard though.
Yeah, not in the bottom jaw or the ear, just below the eye on the cheek. What's-
I gotta say, I loved Pattinson Batman's gadgets because they felt the most realistic.
the only gadget I hated was the Batmobile.
It's grown on me a bit. I still am not a hugest fan of it, and I'm hoping for the next movie they refine it because he's supposed to be like year 2 Batman in that movie. So I'm hoping they give him a more Batmobile looking Batmobile because that one just looked like something out of Fast and Furious, which
Well, that, and it was impractical because it was like anytime you fired up that engine, it was jet engine, right? Okay, well then how did it creep up in that one spot?
So I feel like that's because he's actually rocking a dual engine rig. I think because you saw there was the front engine and the rear engine. I think he was driving front engine, which is stealth engine, and then he switched it off, turned on the rear engine for speed and more of an aggressive. So I think he's rocking a dual engine rig personally, which seems pretty smart because if you're looking just a stealth stock, yeah, get a super muffled, quiet engine that's still pretty fast, but not outrageously fast, and it's quiet. And then if you're really like screw it, get him, flip on the screamer.
I mean, if they kind of explain that, then I'll give it to them for that one. If they, and I don't mean like explain it like they talk about it, they somehow show that that's how.
Like if
that
there's a
happens.
scene in the next movie where you see him turn off and then turn on, I would
like kills the jet engine and goes to the front engine to stealth roll
Yeah.
in on a stop, then I will accept that. But at this point in time, it is beyond
just
my
my headcanon.
suspension. It is beyond my suspension of disbelief.
just beyond your suspension of disbelief that Bruce Wayne drives a Batmobile with 2 engines specifically made for different purposes.
No. That one car, all right, as it has been shown to us, is a stealth car, because we haven't seen your quote unquote stealth engine work.
I'm gonna Google it because I saw something on it a while back and I forgot about it. But
If it's in anything fandom, I don't accept that.
no, I saw an official thing like someone broke down how the car worked. Like
Okay.
it's actually like car guys who
All
talked
right.
about it.
If that I will accept. No, I'm not just gonna keep on talking
it's-
about the dead space.
I'm just saying, make sure there is no dead space while I type.
Yeah, we'll try to do that. But yeah, no, I like the Ben Affleck that was supposed to be Batman. I like the fact that he was supposed to be living with the regret of what happened to his Robin. Now, the showrunner at the time, and I can't remember what his name was. It wasn't Zack Snyder because he was just the director. But they said that Jared Leto Joker was not Jason Todd, right? It was confirmed he is not Jason Todd. But I thought, you know what is canonical in the both the comic books as well as the animated series? Tim Drake becoming the Joker. Wouldn't that be so great if Ben Affleck, the Batfleck, was living with the regret of doing two things. One, letting his Robin become the Joker, and two, killing the original Joker because of it. And then that would somewhat explain why Jared Leto sucks as the Joker. Because technically he's not the Joker. He's Tim Drake. I'll tell you who Jared Leto could be. Jared Leto could be the Batman who laughs.
I could see it. So I was wrong. I went to Power Nation TV, car guys, specific car guys who were just caring about the car. Apparently, how American is Batman, Tony?
Batman is American.
He's driving a V8 Hemi. They took a roof off of a Dodge Challenger, threw it on a custom rig, and gave him a rear-mounted V8 Hemi.
He is the epitome of America. He is more American than Captain Truth, Justice, and American Way. With the exception of the 2A.
Yeah.
Batman does not support 2A.
Also, apparently, Robert Pattinson still drives his 01 Chevy Silverado. He doesn't drive any fancy Maseratis or Ferraris.
You know,
What-
I can see that actually.
Which, I mean, as my, even though I'm not a Chevy fan, I don't hate the fact that he's just rolling up to his multi-million-dollar superhero movies in a 01 pickup. I vibe with this. Here's that guy driving an 05 pickup.
Hey, get down. Get down, please. Don't look at me that way. I said get down.
So, I was
gotta
wrong.
He's got to get outside.
Now, that's just what the official car is built as. It could be, like, lore-wise, it's something different. But the official Batmobile built by, like, in real, like, IRL stats that built the car, that is what it's built as. Now, technically, they say it's a Chevy V8, but some of the engine parts make people think it's a Hemi. Either way, Batman's Batmobile powered by a V8. God bless America.
I love Batman.
I love Batman so much. He's my favorite DC character.
Yes. Although Plastic Man is quickly growing on me.
Not personally my favorite. I understand why he would grow on you. I understand why people like him. He's just not for me.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. Especially his role in the Injustice series. Ooh. Which is something that we'll get into more later because we're at 157. So I say we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. What do you think?
Yeah, that's good.
All right.
Sorry if we got a little nerdy at the end there, guys. Me and Tony do we do get pretty set in our ways, and we argue and debate quite a bit. We definitely dig in our feet and die on hills constantly around each other.
Yes. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this week of Off the Rails. Remember your Move Studios. Okay, find us on all of the social medias: Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, Rumble. I think that's it at this point in time. Find us on all those things: like, share, subscribe, do all the great things, push all the buttons, show all the love. Remember to leave a comment down here on what you think. Who do you think would be the best Joker? And
I think it's Willem Dafoe, but that's just because I think he would be perfect at it.
yeah, I mean, just the audience member. Put down there, who do you think is going to be the best Joker? And you know what? We'll address your comments. Not next week, because remember, we're not going to be here next week.
We'll address them next Friday.
Next Friday. Friday is the new time, around the same time, but on the new day. And that's what I say. It's my way or the highway.
I thought it was just because you're a midget with control issues.
I was trying to rhyme. I ran out
Sir, you are neither Eminem nor black. Rhyming is not for you.
Oh, I hurt now. All right, everyone. Thank you.
There's
And
Fifth, which is you. You're a rusty nickel.
all right, shut up.
That was a really good burn.
That one was actually really good. All right, everyone. Thank you. And as always,
It's your move, Internet.